Hi, Bill here. Today I'll be reviewing Planet X PX-01B Gammadim, which is a repaint of Planet X's Warfare Cybertron Omega Supreme. You can see the box is pretty beaten up. I got this second hand, nearly new second hand, came with the box, but the box is a little bit beaten up. Obviously because of transit, and I don't know if the guy had it previously, and it's obviously it's not brand new, so it'll have some wear and tear on it. So I got it from One Day Bid, eBay seller One Day Bid. So I got it from here. Thank you very much for sending that. Really cool. So I'll let you see the box, even though it's kind of beaten up. There it is there. There it is there. At the top, it's got a nice thing on it. The back, it's got Planet X Gammadim. That bit's coming out. And you can see the Gammadim there. It's got the torso section, the Gammadim there. When you open up and put the light inside it, that's the section you see. And the figure, got that bit there. On the bottom, it's just got more artwork. So the box is pretty nice. It doesn't open up like it doesn't have the Velcro or magnet bits like the Planet X one does, the Genesis one does. But you do it's just that, and then you open it up and it's inside. Okay, so without further ado, I'll get the figure out and show you what it's like. Okay, so here he is out the packaging. It looks pretty cool. I've got the weapons out already, and you can see them. I added that one from Trillion 30 Roadbuster. It came with stickers, so I had that blue one with it, so I put it on this. And there he is there, cool head, and just get the weapons out, and I'll show him off in a minute. Now, what came with the figure, it did come with all its bits, you know, it's second hand, nearly new second hand. Came with a card, I don't know if you can actually see that, there he is there. A cool repaint. He's obviously one of the Guardian robots, Omega Guardian. See, the Guardian ones are the Guardians, so it's like a Guardian robot, like the G1 Omega. Had a blue and white repaint. You get the you get the instruction sheet. You get the instruction sheet. There it is there. Instruction sheet. There's a picture of black and white Planet X Gammadim there. That's at both sides. At the bottom there, you get the screw hole covers, and it shows you where to insert that, and you get the covers for the bits there, and that's all the screw hole. And you get the bag of screw hole covers with it, but I've already installed them on the figure. And the other thing you get with this, you don't get with Genesis, you get an extra head. You get packaged with the figure, it has a face on it. That bit there can lift up. Don't know why, but it lifts up. I'll see that later. It's just like the other one, it doesn't have the thingies, you get a choice of both. That you can get one for Genesis separate. I don't know, there's a reissue of Genesis, I don't know if that comes packaged now with the head or not, I don't know. And the other thing you do not get with Genesis, you get 5 of these, except one of them aren't working, so I'll need to get battery for it. There's no point showing one that isn't working, but you get 5 of these, and they're blue instead of red. And the one thing you don't get with Genesis, you get with this, is a nice display stand for the spaceship mode to sit on. It doesn't work with robot mode or the rocket base, but you can use it for the spaceship to sit on. Looking very nice. I don't know if in there, I think it might fit one of the, because there's a hollow bit out bit, it might fit one of the lights to shine through and display it from underneath. I don't think they're that powerful, it displays it from underneath, but I think that's an insertion point for one of the lights. Okay, so a nice looking display. You can tell it's second hand because it's all got scuff marks on it there. So it has been played with, it isn't brand new, it wouldn't have all these scratches and scuff marks, so it has been, so it's obviously second hand. And some bits on this are a wee bit loose, so it is, so it has been played with previous to me getting it, isn't brand new or that Vista. So that's that. So let's go on with the figure and show you the figure. Okay, we'll bring it forward and let you see it. Cool looking thing there. There's the turrets there, has them at the front. Oh, let me aim this down a wee bit, let you see everything. There it is there. I want you to deal with the top end of the figure, that's what I'm showing you is. These can pop out. I don't know if that one pops out, but the one down and that bit pops out, and they're just in a ball socket so they can pop them back in. The head does move up and rotates. You have a turret there, it can rotate right around. This bit doesn't move, and this one, I don't know why the other one moves. It can rotate right around. You have the facing forward, and it lives in there. But you can lower the head. You can lower the head like that, or you can have the head up like that, or you can insert the other one with the face in it. You can rotate that and insert the light. We're transforming it in a minute, which will do the articulation and thingy. And that's the thing you see on the box. And you can insert one of the lights, if I can find where I'll put the lights. There it is. So the lights just go in there. There it is, there's the light there. Try and see. And cool. The light goes in there. And you can put that on, and it shines through that. See, like that. It just shines through there. Pretty cool. I'll take the light out now, not waste the battery. And that's that. I'll put that back on. And that rotates around like that. Cool. Right. You can move these. They do come out like that, but like I said, it's just a socket there. You just pop them back in again, and it goes back on. Very simple. And you can rotate them round and in the back. Now you have 4 in the back as well. You have them in the front. There's 1, 2, 3 and 4 in the back that do exactly the same as the front ones, so you can pop them out too. Cool. The other thing it has is for the turret. You can see that little space there. The turret cannon just sits in that gap there. That's pretty cool. Articulation. On my articulation, it does move up like that. These tend to like to pop down. It's heavy ratchet. It can move out. Like that. You can move up the arm up and down and out and in. It can go that way. It does hold up, or you can have it go down like that. And these shoulder joints do move on their axis. The arm does stand up, but it does make it front heavy. It will tilt over. As I say, it will lean over because these are pretty heavy. It's almost like remember original G1 Fortress Maximus, the heaviness of the plastic. Same idea with this figure. Very heavy plastic. There's no metal in it apart from the screws, and it's just very heavy plastic like the G1 Fort Max. You can move the claws. The claws go in and out like that. They articulate up and down. That's in a double joint there. These go up and down. They're in double joints. And the claws go in and out, and it can rotate. There is the feature there, it's meant to rotate it, but it doesn't seem to work. Like I said, this thing's been played with, so oh, it does. It rotates that way. It's very stiff though to get it to rotate. It can rotate though, you saw it do it there for a second, so it does rotate. The other arm will do the same. Leg rotation. I'll do legs now. Legs can go in and out. It rotates there. It also does rotate. If I can hold the leg up like that, it rotates separate. So that bit's in a separate bit from that bit and that bit. So it rotates there and it rotates there as well. You get an ankle tilt and you get individually moving toes like that. The toes move individually, so that's pretty cool. It does move in and out in this weird drum thing like that, and you can have it out and it can move back and forth. Oh, it does have rotation at the knees, but they're very, very stiff. Even this is really, really stiff, but you can bend it at the knees like that. That bit will go down or up like that, so you can have that. It does have ab crunch. It has an ab crunch as well. You can lower this bit down. There, ab crunch there, and it has a waist rotation. It has a waist rotation as well. So you do have that. So that's him in his robot mode, and he holds up pretty well. Okay, so I'll put that back there so you can see it. Hope it's focused in. Hope that always focused in. Now let's go on to transformation into its other modes. Well, into the spaceship mode. What you want to do is keep them straight. Oh, before we do that, size comparison. Size comparison. Nearly forgot size comparison. Right, size comparison. I want to do size comparison. It is the same height as Unicron. There's Unicron there. Swing that around. So it is actually, I know it's leaning over a wee bit. Hold on. There we go. There we go, that's it standing up. So it is kind of roughly the same height as Unicron, which is Unicron, you know, is a Supreme class sized figure, so it's Supreme class sized. Okay, so that's that over with. Out the road. And we'll go on with transforming it into it's spaceship mode. What you want to do for that is you take the arms off. It's just easier to take the arms off. Just pull the arms off, and straighten it. The best thing to do is straighten that, because you're trying to move that bit with your fingers, it's impossible. So straighten that first and then take it out. Right, then you put these things away, put the guns away, and put the pylons away. What you want to do, come to the side, open these out, open these out. I like the nice blue colour there, it's got highlighted blues there. These bits rotate as well. These bits can rotate as well. Twist that like that and put it away. Now when you're closing these, close them over like that together. Don't close one side and then close the other, it won't close properly. So try and have it go like this, just like I did there. Okay, I'll do that again. The bottom section, if I can. Try and have it go like, oh, doesn't want to do it. Okay, so you do the same on the other side, rotate it, open these up and put it away. Because you want them put away. So now you don't need them out for its spaceship mode. Now what you want to do is you can unhook these bits at the top there. These unhook, just lift them up, fold them over and set them up there. Same with the other side, hit them up, fold them over and leave them up there. I think it pegs into that bit. There's a peg there, it goes into that hole there. It just sits in there, it doesn't actually go in there doesn't stay in there very well. Now what you want to do is you unhook it off the mushroom peg at the back. These sit in mushroom pegs. See, there's a mushroom peg there and the clip there. You just take them off there and sit them aside. In fact, you rotate them up out the road best you can. This thing gets total floppy after, because it really is a pain. Right, what you want to do is grab it here and pull that section off. So you grab it there, pull that section off. I'll do the same on the other side in case it was out of focus. Grab it here and pull that off. It just comes off mushroom pegs and the mushroom peg grabbers on that side. So that's what you want to do. Right, what you want to do now is, if you can, this is where it gets tricky. There's a section there, that white section. You rotate that around. Now both sides are exactly the same, doesn't matter what side goes where, both sides are exactly the same. And you rotate that around. Actually, you rotate these around like that. You can rotate them. The better if you rotate these first, so you get yourself some clearance. And rotate it round to there. Move them out the road. Move them out the road. And what you want to do is you want this section to, with a piece of mushroom peg grabbers, is you want to put that on the mushroom peg there, where these two things were sitting, the two pylon things. You want to mushroom peg that onto there. There it is. It goes in there like that. I think it also grabs it somewhere at the side as well. But that sits on there. You rotate that around. Oh, the other thing, oh, before you do that, I knew there was a step I was missing. Right, with this, to open this up and open this up. I can open it up. It usually does open up. Open that up. Now you can actually put that head, without taking the tank out, right in there. There's a huge gap down in the bottom there. You can see that's where the head lives. So you can push it right down in there, and it'll go right down in there. See that? Well, it's supposed to go right down in there. Like that and like that. See, that's without even taking the tank out. That's what that big gap is for. Now you had to leave that off to open that up to get the clearance, otherwise that sits in the road and you haven't got the clearance to take that up, lift that section up and back to get in there. So now you can put that on the mushroom pegs and move all this stuff forward like this. Like that, just have that sitting like that, and that's where the engine's going to go, the back of the engine. Okay, that's that side done. This side goes on here, if I can remember rightly how it goes on. It's going to go into the front. This will be the front. So there's two tabs there that sit on little bits in there. There's no mushroom pegs in the top of this, so it just tabs in there. It just tabs in like that, either side. Tab just grabs it on the side of them and on the side there. No mushroom pegs, so it's not as secure as the mushroom pegs are, but that's how that goes. Now we go on to the legs. So take this off. There's this T-bar section. It's like a T section. And move it to the side. Do the same with the back. There's a T on the back. Hope that's in focus. Right. It does come out. I've had it come out before. and move it over to the side. It sits there. You're going to pull this whole section open. If you can, this is where the screwdriver comes in handy. Sometimes you can need a tool to get in there and open these up. It does pull down. You get in there with a screwdriver and pull that whole section down like that, because that bar in there lives up in there, so sometimes you need to lever that out. It's a lot easier to do than have it. It still won't come off the tab section though. Right, well, what you want to do is you want to just try and lever the tab section open, prise it open. There we go. See, sometimes a tool does help, and you're left with these floppy legs. So what you want to do now is, I think these rotate round somewhere. I'll get to that in a minute, because you want to clip them. What you want to do is rotate that around, and that will clip into these tabs there. There's two grabbing things there, and there's a peg that will go into that there. There's a tab that will go into that there, and the two mushroom peg grabs will go on there, and that will clip that on in there. There you go, that's one side done, and you do the same with the other side. You clip it on in there, you rotate it round, and it grabs the mushroom pegs, and that's where the shoulder sections went previously. This thing likes to be a pain. There we go, that's it on there. So that's that. I think I've got this round the wrong way, have I? No, I haven't. I've got it round the right way. There's also little sections in there, I'll show you there. See that recess in there? There's a little black bit on the inside of that. You've got to swing around and it goes into that recess, but there's two in the inside of that. You've got to try and get them in. So that can be a pain. I might have to try and see if I can swing it around and get that in there. One of these is awful loose and the other one's very tight. So hold it, give me a sec. Right, I made a wee mistake there with getting them on the legs on that way. What you do first is you rotate the section hole round like that, and then you insert them on, because you want this bit at the bottom, because that's going to be the top of the spaceship there. So you want this flappy bit, a cod piece if you want, at the bottom, sitting at that will be the bottom of the ship, and that's the top of the spaceship, the front, like the bridge or whatever, if it had a bridge. So you want to rotate that right round in its waist, and then insert it in there into these mushroom pegs. Okay, so that's what you've got to do, like that, and insert it into the mushroom peg on that side, like that. So I missed that step out. You have to rotate the waist and then put it on there, because there's a step there that you need to do, because it's the way that everything tabs in. If it's round the wrong way, it won't tab in properly. Hold on. So what you want to do with these two white holes there, and these two pegs there go into these white holes when you have everything lined up. Okay, so they go in there, right in there. Now here's a section you've got to do. What way do you want to aim it? That way. Make sure the black bit aims out that way. You see these pegs, you're going to rotate this around like that, and you're going to aim the foot like that towards. You know you've got it the right way when you've got these two pegs, because the foot rests against these two pegs, so you know you've got it the right way, going the right way when you've got that there, and just leave that like that. yeah, that's how you do that side. Okay, now we'll do the other side. I'll try and show how you do this. You leave that out in that drum there. You leave it out like that, extended the leg, extended like that, because it gives you enough room to, otherwise you can have problem clearance issues. So there's a little, I don't know if you can see where my finger is, it might not be able to see that. There's a little black piece that's got to fit into, basically, what did I say that section was? It might be hidden now. There's another section on it somewhere. Probably hidden. But there's a section on it I showed you with the triangle bit. It's probably hidden now. But that's where that goes into, that triangle bit. I don't know where the triangle bit's got to. Anyway, it goes into where that triangle bit is, so you try and line that up and fit that in there. So when you've done all that, you're left with something like this. At the moment it's not 100% yet. So you're left with something like this. And you've got them there, you've got that there, you've got them sticking out there, and that there. These, that shouldn't open, you've got the end there, that there. And that's basically what you end up with, and that's the front bit there. This is actually going to be the bridge of the ship, that's the back of the ship. You're going to fit the engines on there in a minute. Okay, so what you want to do, you take the top section of the rocket, open it up, open it right up like this, and lift this section out. It just lifts out like that. You've got 2 peg holes and 2 pegs on it. Set that section aside, close that back over. Actually, don't close it over. You've got to split this open. I'm a pest sometimes trying to get this open. But you've got to split these open. And this may be where your screwdriver will come in handy again. Yep, get the screwdriver and try and prise that bit open. If you can. It doesn't want to come because and there you go. That's definitely damaging that. Right, and that's it there like that. You've got the 2 halves. What you want to do is rotate that round like this, and it gives you an engine. And you push that over like that. And that's that section done. And you do the same with the other side. Rotate that round, and it gives you that, and you push it in like that. It should grab that. There's a tab there, and it grabs in between these 2 bits here. It just fits on over it, and that's you. Right, engine. Let's see where you put the engines. You've got holes in the outer bit. There's a hole in the inner bit, there's a hole in the outer bit. You put it in the outer hole. Just fit it in there like that. That's that one in. And there's a hole in the other one. You just fit it over the outer one there. Just put it in, and there we go. He's got the engines on him. He's coming together. Right, now what you want to do, take the front section. Close it over like that, and that will clip into the front in a minute. What you want to do with the back one is push them down like that, push them down like that, push this section in, open these out like this, and that will form the engine sections like that. There we go. You take this unit, make sure it's the right way around. You want the opening at the bottom when you plug it back in, like that. So you plug it into there. Oh, one thing before you do that, I keep forgetting about this bit. There's a section here that you open up. It's hard to get at. Screwdriver might not get this up. Might have to use a different tool. Hold on. I might have to use a different tool to get this up. Doesn't want to come. Damn. There we go. I managed to get it. That section raises up. You can see that there. Raises up like that. Push that forward. Whoops. That was nearly a knife end there. Keep that forward like that. Now you can attach the rocket engine to the back of the ship. Right, but make sure that open section is facing down the way, like this, when you attach it. Make sure it's on the down side, because it's on the side that it rotates down the way like that. Right, now you've got these little bits there, because this isn't very secure. It's secured at the front but not at the back. This is where it will all clip together. So you put them over the top of this, and it should actually clip in now. It's actually quite firm when it clips in, but for some reason it doesn't want to do it in mine. There you go, you heard that little clip, and that's that. That's it clipped in, so you get the back of it. Now, it does kind of resemble, if I can get this to get down, man, the Serenity from Firefly when it's in that mode before you put the front bit on. It does resemble the Serenity. You can see the Serenity, imagine that flying through space, and it's got the bit at the back that rotates. It does resemble the Serenity. A lot of people say that about this when they review it. Say it's like the Serenity when you get to this stage. It's very much like the Serenity. And I can see why. It's before you put the front bit on, then it doesn't look like the Serenity. So I'll put the front bit on. All you got to do, again, have this bit on the facing up the way, because you're going to have it rotating up. So it's the way it rotates to straighten. That one was that down way because it rotates up the way like that. So it depends which way you want it rotating. Otherwise, it will hit against the wrong section and you'll not get it to rotate up the way you want it. So you move. The best way to do this is to move that out like this at an angle and clip it on. I'll set that there. You maybe can see it, still see it at the edge, and clip that on, and then rotate it up. Now, another little thing, another tiny, this thing was to move, is this thing, if it comes out, it's got a little post there, it pops out. It is a hole in there where my finger is, and it lives in there when you lower the whole arm section down, lower this up. That's if the post decides not to fall back on you or fold away on you, and it will go in there. That's it in there. The post, you can see it in there, and that's where it lives. This section here, I don't know why enough you can't move this out the road, because it just hits against this there. That seems to be a design flaw. You cannot move this thing any further. It's a pain in the bottom. That's why you had to rotate the whole legs around, because that would be sitting at the top and it would interfere with those bits you need to move. So you had to rotate it all down. Okay, so that's basically where you are with this. But I don't know why that bit's there, because it hits against that. But that's basically him in his spaceship mode. Now let's get the stand in here and put it on the stand. It'll be easier to see that, display it that way. Right, to put it on the stand, you've got this section here. You've got these, bits that kind of curve up at the front. They go at the front where that rotating white thing is. They go in there like that, and that's it. That's how you put it on. And you just put it on the stand. Put it on the stand like that. I'll lower the thing down and let you see it. The camera down and let you see it. And there he is, all spaceshipped up, and you can rotate it right around and you can have a good look. There it is there. See, on the stand. Now tell me that's not cool, because you do not get that stand with Genesis. So there you go. That's looking pretty cool. Now, lights, you say. Okay, we'll put the lights on. The back one doesn't seem to work very well. This is how you know it's second hand. It would work if it was second hand. It would work if it was brand new. There it is there. The lights go on there. Where are the other lights? There's a light goes on in there. That one goes in that side. There's one goes in the back. This one is temperamental. It doesn't go in the back. It doesn't want to work. Sometimes I'll bother trying to get this to work. See, I can put it on if I finger, but it doesn't want to work. It's temperamental. There. I got it to work. It's at an angle. So there it is there. And one goes on the other side. Put the lights on it. Whoops. I think that's the way. Hold on. And that goes in there like that. So you can see the lights all working on it. I'll hold that up. Hold on. So you can see the lights all working on it. Hold that up like that. You can see them. So you can see the lights there. And the lights at the front. It's looking pretty cool, all lit up, isn't it? So that's him and his thing. We now one more mode to go is the rocket base mode. Right, like I said earlier, you can stick a light in under the base, under the stand there, and then light it from underneath. But it doesn't really do much. You can't really see it in this sort of light. So, but you do see it in there. Okay. Right, to get it to rocket base mode, all you got to do, you take these off. Take these off. Take the straighten it before you take it off. Remember I said that, straighten this before you take it off. And same with the back one. Unclip that from this thing if you can. It's not easy to unclip. It's not easy to unclip, hold on. Right, I've got that all done. Right, so unclipped it. So all you do is straighten it. Make sure you straighten it so that bit's straight, and then just unclip it. Right, rocket, what you want to do with the rocket. You leave it down just now, and you attach them onto each other so they kind of interlock over each other. You've got tabs that interlock over the bits at the top, and the tabs at the bottom interlock the bits over the bottom. So it kind of overlaps, and you interlock these, try to interlock these things. It's not easy, and I don't know if I can do it on screen. There it is, done it. It's very, very tight. Now what you do is you get your thumbs, you push that whole section up like that, it'll lock into place, and you'll bring these up. They've got tabs there, a tab there will go into a slot there, tabs into slots, slots into tabs. There's a tab in the back there, and you just raise it. You just basically bring it all up and close it over like that. They're all tabs in there. Well, I had that off screen. You just basically bring it up like that and tab it all in, and it tabs at the back, and just give it a good squeeze, and that's it. And that's basically your rocket. There's your rocket there. Looks kind of weird. It's a huge. Doesn't look anything like the Mega Supreme. It looks kind of weird, but that's the rocket. So that's basically what you're left with, rocket wise. and we'll get the base going. Now the base is very simple. Base is very simple. You don't do many steps to get it into the base. You're basically raising that like that, right? You're lowering that like that. I don't know what that bit was. I think that was one of the screw covers. Screw covers sometimes come off when you're doing this. You push that bit down like that, and you turn it over, and you're basically just rotating them right around. That one there, you rotate that round there, and you set it down and you raise the pylon, or you turn it around and you raise the pylons up. Open these out if you can, get them up. Sometimes it doesn't want to work on me, hold on. All we do is raise the pylons up, rotate them, raise them up, rotate them, close these things over if you can, close the bottom ones over if you can, close these over if you can, and close these over if you can. That should sit like that. There we go. That sits perfectly. And you just take the rocket and you sit it in the front of it like that. And that is basically your, if I can get it out and show you further. That's basically what you're left with, is that. And that's it there. Oh, a couple of things you can do is you can put the couple of lights on it like that, and one on the other side on the legs, and that's basically, let me move that around like that, you can see them, the legs, and that's it. That's its base mode. It's not in instructions, it's a fan mode, but it's what you do with Genesis and what you do with this. It's just basically the same mould. But a lot of people are showing that this off as the rocket base, so that's basically what you go with. It's a pity it couldn't form like the game. It formed, I think it formed a oil rig, you know, and with Apocalypse, which is Triptychon from the game, it formed a weird satellite space station. But yeah, it's something like Pandinus's temple. It forms, so it's a pity they couldn't actually get this to form the kind of oil rig. And Apocalypse forms its Planet X as well, the weird space station satellite thing. But unfortunately, this is what we've got. I mean, at least it's 2 out of 3 is not bad. You know, you've got the robot mode and the spaceship mode, and you've got Triptychon with his dinosaur mode and Nemesis, so I suppose 2 out of 3 is not bad what you're getting. But there he is there. I'll get him quickly back to robot mode. So there he is back in robot mode. One quick thing I forgot to do with the tank. You can actually, this tank here, if it'll focus in on that. I don't think it wants to focus in on that. There it goes. I'll do it anyway. As you can rotate it round. Tank mode, you can pull the turret out like that, and you can actually make it a flying tank. Open these out, that's a wee flying tank, see? Do it the same with both, so there you go. Make it a wee flying tank. Don't know why it does that, but you can do that. It's your option, it's your toy if you decide to get this figure. And you just rotate that round. I don't know why this one won't raise up, but the other one will. That section, you can put that back there where it was, see. So that has been, you can see the lights in it, and put the one with the face on it. I'll bring the face up to the camera, let you see it. There he is there. Let's see, that section can raise up, but the other one it doesn't. That's it there, pretty cool. So that has been Planet X PX-01B Gammadim or Omega Sentinel. Okay, now you can get it cheaper than Genesis, believe it or not, even though it comes with all these different extras that Genesis doesn't, on Big Bad Toy Store. Big Bad Toy Store have it the cheapest. It's still dear, but it's cheaper than what they have for Genesis, and you're getting less with Genesis than you're getting with this figure. So it's up to yourself. You get a nice stand and display stand, you've seen it, and you can do that. Okay. So I don't know what I'm sure there's less units of these made than there is of Genesis. I could be wrong in that. Comment in the comment section below if you want, but I'm sure there's less. But this, for some reason, this is going cheaper than Genesis. So there we go. So you're best to pick up this. I do like the white and the blue, you know, like the Guardian robots it's supposed to represent. So I do love that. I prefer that colour than Genesis. So you can get it. Plus you're getting it cheaper with more accessories than you do our Genesis. So definitely go to Big Bad Toy Store. But I don't know if it's still there. Check there. It may still be there. You can get it cheaper than Genesis if you want this figure. Okay, that's me. I'm getting on with time here, so that better finish the video. So there we go. Thank you again, the eBay seller. One day bid for giving me this. This is cool. Always wanted this figure, but I'm glad I got it in these colours. That's cool. Okay, thank you very much. Bye for now. Hope you get the figure. Again, look in Big Bad Toy Store for it. You'll find it cheaper than Genesis. Okay, bye for now.